Carmen Berrios is one of many Joe Berrios relatives who are on a public payroll. Last time we checked, about a year and a half ago, I think it was a total of 15 Berrioses, and this is just immediate family, not in-laws and everything else, on either the county or state payrolls or having recently received a pension after retiring from a county or state job. Carmen Berrios is especially interesting because not only does she work for county government, she works specifically in the office of her brother, Joe Berrios, who is the county assessor, and as well as being, in his spare time, the Democratic Party chairman. And she's one of 3 relatives in his office who Joe Berrios is not supposed to have working for him under the county ethics rules, except Joe Berrios has gone to court to fight the notion that he even has to adhere to the county ethics rules. He feels that the assessor and other so-called independently elected county-wide officials don't have to follow the ethics rules that prohibit you from employing a relative. And so she makes a 6-figure salary working in the county assessor's office. Carmen Berrios recently was a beneficiary of a county board-approved payout of almost $25,000, of which more than $20,000 she pocketed after paying her attorney. And that was for an injury that she says that she suffered back in 2007. At that time, her brother, Joe Berrios, was one of the 3 members of the Cook County Board of Review, and she was working for him even back then. She says she was working after hours one night in April of 2007 when she tripped over what she described as a floor outlet, an electrical outlet that was protruding from the floor. She says she suffered a fractured collarbone, a fractured right collarbone that kept her out of work for about a week, and so she sued. And the case was settled quietly for a total amount of almost $25,000. So it was a considerable settlement for her in addition to her 6-figure salary. It's hard for us to say whether the settlement was justified. The county board did approve it a few months ago in February with little fanfare. We can say that we don't know how badly she was injured. What we also do know, though, is that in a lot of cases, in more cases than the general population, let's say the cloutless population, clouded people have claimed injuries in the workplace. That was a result of a study that my fellow Sun-Times watchdogs did some years ago using clout lists from a city corruption trial that clouted workers claim injury more frequently. The only reason this is even a question, though, is because she's in that job. And if you look at the county ethics rules, she should not be in that job. She would not be in that job if Joe Berrios respected those ethics rules. On the contrary, he's fighting in court for the right to basically convene a family reunion almost every day at the county administration building in the county assessor's office on the taxpayer dime. He is opposed in that notion, however, not only by the county board president, Tony Preckwinkle, who's usually an ally of his, but also by the county's own Board of Ethics. They went to court a few months ago. The county Board of Ethics sued Joe Berrios and said, hey, you need to pay a fine at least for hiring your relatives. But it looks like as long as he wants to have him there, he'll have him there. And as one of his aides told me, he thinks that he can hire his dog if he wants to. And there's nothing we can do about it except write about it.